Before we start, here's the line in the sand. I'm not a solicitor and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving legal advice. Everything in this video is based on what I've observed working with real clients, real group structures and real families building long-term wealth. This is a strategic overview, not documentation, not drafting, not legal setup. If you ever want to move forward with a trust, you must involve a step qualified solicitor. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about how wealthy families protect everything they've built and why most entrepreneurs only hear the word trust when it's already too late. Most people associate trusts with people worth 50 million, but here's what I've actually seen. Business owners worth 200k using trusts. Property owners with 2 rentals using trusts. People with young children using trusts. And high net worth families using them as the core of their entire structure. Trusts aren't a luxury, they're a seatbelt. Wealth, any wealth, needs protection. Here's the truth I keep seeing in client structures. The people who lose money own everything personally. The people who keep money never do. Trusts change that dynamic instantly. So let's strip away the legal waffle. A trust is simply a legal container, like a box, a vault, a separate legal relationship. Inside that container you have 3 roles. 1 is the settlor, the person who puts assets into the trust. 2 are the trustees, the people who control the assets. And 3, the beneficiaries, the people who receive the benefit of the assets. And here's the difference that matters. You stop owning the assets directly, but you retain control through the trustee role. This is why wealthy families love trusts. You can control everything without being the legal owner of anything. And in the world of risk, lawsuits, divorce, family drama, taxes or financial disasters, that distinction is everything. These are the patterns I've personally observed. A client whose trading company carried risk, shares held in trust. A client with 3 children, trust decides who gets what, not a will. A client going through divorce, trust owned the shares, not them personally. A family with a disabled adult child, trust protected assets for life. A business owner worried about their child's partner, trust blocked access. A landlord building a portfolio, trust owned the property SPV. This isn't theory, this is reality. Trusts appear over and over again in families who want stability, protection, generational planning, tax efficiency, control without exposure, and they appear early, long before net worth hits millions. Trusts are used to shield assets from divorce settlements, creditors, business failure, bad business partners, lawsuits, children's divorces, probate delays, predatory relationships, addiction or vulnerability issues in beneficiaries, generational management, IHT exposure, care home means testing, family fallouts, adult children blowing the money, you name the threat, I've seen a trust being used to shield from it. Trusts are not about hiding, they're about future proofing. So what can be put into a family trust? Based on real client structures, I've seen shares in trading companies, shares in holding companies, property via SPVs, intellectual property, brands and trademarks, income streams, land, cash, investment portfolios, business ownership structures, life insurance, long-term family assets, even crypto in some cases. If it has value, it can usually be placed into a trust, and once it's in a trust, it stops being your asset and starts being a protected family asset. This is where things get elite. This is the structure wealthy families use. So at the top, they have family trust, then the holding company, and then they have a trading company, property company, investment company underneath. This design does multiple things at once. The trust protects everything. The holding company centralizes control. The trust never gets dragged into trading risk. The trust owns the long-term shares. The trading companies take the risk. The investment company builds long-term wealth. Succession is handled automatically. It's elegant, it's safe, it's professional, and it's the structure I see in the strongest families. People fear trusts because they think they'll lose control. Based on what I've seen, trustees hold all decision-making power. Settlor can influence the trust through a letter of wishes. Beneficiaries do not control the assets. No beneficiary can demand anything. Trustees decide everything. A trust is control without exposure. That's the magic. Here's the plain English breakdown. Discretionary trust is the most common for entrepreneurs. Trustees decide everything. The flexible, protective. There's an interest in possession trust. Someone gets income but not ownership, useful for blended families. Bare trust, used for children. Assets pass automatically at 18. Family asset protection trust, the fortress style trust, common for property owners and business families. Again, these are observations, not recommendations. Again, these are my observations. So when do families usually set up a trust? Here's the pattern I've seen. When the company starts making real profit, when they buy multiple properties, when they create a holding company, when children are involved, when they want long-term generational planning, when they build more than one company, when they start thinking legacy, not survival, when they want to protect from divorce, their own or their kids, when personal risk increases, when asset values reach 300k, trusts appear early for strategic families, not late, when you should not use a trust. This is important. I've seen cases where a trust caused complications when someone tried to DIY it. Never do this. Trust deeds must be drafted professionally. When the wrong type of trust is used, there are different outcomes and different tools. When assets were moved incorrectly, transfers can trigger tax. It needs proper planning. When trustees were chosen poorly, those trustees are everything. When the person didn't actually need one yet, sometimes a holding company alone is enough. Trusts are powerful, but they're not for every moment or every situation. The wealthiest, safest, most stable family structures I've seen almost always include a trust. Not because they're rich, but because they want to protect what they've built from the unpredictable parts of life. Trusts are not about money, they're about control, protection, and legacy. If you're considering a trust, always consult a step qualified solicitor. We have one on our team, and we can put you in touch with them. If you're building real wealth, trusts are part of the conversation, not the afterthought. You don't wait until you're rich to protect assets, you protect them on the way up. And if you structure your companies correctly, your future self and your children will thank you. If you want us to map out your structure and show you where a trust might fit into your long-term plan, book a call with the team below and grab the tax game plan, salary, dividends, company structure, the groundwork that sits underneath all of this. And don't forget to subscribe, because only 14% of you who view these videos actually do. And that's it. I break this stuff down in a way accountants are too scared to do. I'm Sarah from Tax for Pros, building wealth, not just businesses.